Good morning, Year 9. I hope you're well and having a lovely day. Please could you write the date and title, Beatrice and Benedict as ideal partners. For this lesson, you'll need a copy of the extract from Act 2, Scene 3, as well as your previous notes on the two characters, access to YouTube to watch the clip of the scene, as well as a summary of the scene's events to help you, and different coloured pens and highlighters. Hang on, haven't we missed Act 2, Scene 2? Don't worry, this scene focuses on Don John's reaction to his first plot being foiled. We're going to look at it, but alongside another scene focusing on his villainous ways next week. So don't worry, we will be coming back to it. Okay, so to now. I'd like you to write down as many words as you can to describe Beatrice. Also, write down as many words as you can to describe Benedict. Pause the video for 5 minutes to do this now. So for Beatrice, you may have had clever, quick-witted, feisty, loyal, flirtatious, claims to not be interested in a husband, and picky. For Benedict, clever, quick-witted, feisty, loyal, easily offended, claims he never wants to marry. So perhaps your list had some similarities as well. So now I'd like you to describe your own ideal partner. Write a list of the characteristics that would be important to you. These could be to do with their looks, their personality, or their interests. Include a drawing if you like. Pause the video for 5 minutes to do this now. Okay, so today's focus. Why are Benedict and Beatrice so well suited to each other? Watch this clip from the start of Act 2, Scene 3. Benedict overhears. Write your first impressions about Benedict's ideal woman. Pause the video for 10 minutes to do this now. So, Benedict's ideal woman, a soliloquy. A soliloquy is a speech on stage alone, where a character shares their feelings and thoughts with the audience. So the first bit in yellow. Actually pause the video for just a moment, read through the whole thing, and then restart it. Okay, so the part in yellow. First, Benedict moans a bit about Claudio and how he's changed since he was with Hero. He lists lots of things that Claudio used to like and compares it to now. These mainly focus on the difference between military and civilian life. Drum and fife versus tabor and pipe, good armour versus a new fashionable outfit, and speaking plainly versus speaking poetically. Then the section in blue, he talks about what it would take for him to fall in love. Pause the video for 5 minutes to make notes on this. Okay, Benedict's ideal woman. I would like you to write a list of what Benedict needs to find in a woman before he would fall in love. So pause the video for 5 minutes, read through the passage on the slide, and then write a list of what he wants or what he needs to have in a woman for him to fall in love. Okay, so this is the list. If you didn't get all of these, can you please write them down? Rich, wise, virtuous, meaning good, fair, pretty, mild, noble, from a good family, of good discourse, can talk well, an excellent musician, and whatever hair colour. So, do you think they're important, or would you disagree with Benedict? Have a think. And think also, does Beatrice fulfil this criteria? So what about Beatrice's ideal man? For this we need to go back to Act 2, Scene 1, where Beatrice gave us a bit of information about what she is looking for in a partner. At first it seems quite simple. A compromise between Don John and Benedict, talking just the right amount and not being too sad or too jokey. A good body, but in particular shapely legs, and rich enough to buy whatever she needs, or whatever's needed. I'd like you to make note on Beatrice's ideal man from this extract. Pause the video for 5 minutes to do this now. Okay, so now could you pause the video to read through the text on the slide? Okay, so in addition to what's already on the slide, she also wants no scratchy beard, but old enough to grow a beard, not made of this earth, so perhaps someone who therefore doesn't sin, like we associate with humankind, not overmastering to women, and so not too controlling and not wayward. So again, she really doesn't want somebody who is sinful. Beatrice refers to men as brethren and kindred, which suggests she sees herself as equal to them. Perhaps the issue is that if she were to marry, the position of wife would mean that would have to obey a man, and she doesn't wish to do that. As we've talked about before, Beatrice is very feisty, independent, and proud, so the thought of having to be submissive to a man, as women were supposed to be in those times, could be quite abhorrent to her. Also consider, does Benedick fulfill Beatrice's criteria for an ideal man? Okay, so comparing their ideal partners, can you see any similarities between what they're looking for? So I'd like you to note down the similarities in your books, pause the video for 5 minutes in order to do that. Okay, so these are similarities. They both want someone who's rich or rich enough to buy whatever's needed, virtuous, not wayward, fair, pretty, a good body, mild, not overmastering, of good discourse, a compromise between Don John and Benedick, and I think that's it. So those are the similarities between their preferences. The list gives us a hint as to what was seen attractive in the Elizabethan era. Women as coming from good families and being accomplished musicians, men as having shapely legs and masculine beards. Beatrice's idea of being equal would not be a commonly expressed one for the time. Okay, so Benedick and Beatrice are the ideal match. To what extent do you agree? Write an answer to this question, explaining how far you agree or disagree, and why you think that, using evidence from the extracts we've looked at, as well as other parts of the text too. For instance, their fight in Act 1, Scene 1, and their exchanges at the masked ball in Act 2, Scene 1. For a challenge, compare them to Claudio and Hero. Which couple do you think are better suited and why? So pause the video for 15 minutes to do that now. Okay, so well done for your work today. Next time we'll be reading the first of the eavesdropping scenes to see how Benedick gets tricked. So thank you very much, and I'll speak to you next time.